asked some questions to you guys on Instagram. Just wanted some uni related questions and I'm just going to answer them for you now. I'm not going to say anyone's username because if they don't want me to say their username then it's just best if I don't say anyone's. The first question, I think there's quite a lot of questions in this one, so I'm just going to read it out. Do you ever feel pressurised to decide what job you want / does anyone else put pressure on you? Would you advise having a job idea in mind before doing your degree, or do you think it's okay to decide during or after your degree about what you want to do? This is a topic that a lot of people I think are a little bit scared to talk about, because when you're at uni you almost do feel pressured in that you have to know what you want to do. And especially at college I felt really pressured. I'd have tutorials with my tutor and they'd be like, what do you want to study at uni, what do you want to do in the future, let's get you to the right uni on the right course so that you can get to that. But actually I had no idea what I wanted to do. I had an idea that I wanted to go into makeup purely because I enjoyed it at the time. Sport was always my second option, so I always knew that I wanted to do something in sport if makeup didn't work out. However, now that I've been to uni, I'm at uni studying makeup, it's made me realise that I don't want to be a makeup artist, really. I don't mind doing freelance stuff on the side, but like as a career focus, I don't want to just solely be a makeup artist. Definitely not. I just don't really enjoy the makeup industry as much as I thought I would. But I am really interested in the fashion industry, and maybe that's not such a good thing that I've realised now that I'm not doing anything to do with fashion, but I feel like I'm sort of in the right sort of industry to be able to weave my way into that. I do like beauty, don't get me wrong, like I like makeup and stuff, but I really want to, this year, my second year, I'm studying digital beauty and editorial writing, and that is what I'd quite like to go into, is editorial writing and writing about beauty. I don't mind doing that. I just really like the thought of like magazines and blogs and online content. Social media is a very big thing for me, especially obviously with YouTube and my blog and things like that. That's why I did it, because it's a hobby and I'm interested in it, and if I can make that my career, or that a part to help get into my career, then that's good. That would be an absolute dream job to have. In answer to your question, I don't think you do have to have an idea of what you want to do, because I still don't. You learn a lot at uni what kind of area you want to go into, whether you even like that degree and that like subject at all. So definitely don't feel pressured, even though there will be pressure. Don't feel pressured and just go with what you think you enjoy. Don't feel like you have to go into something because someone's telling you to. Next question. Did you find your closest friends / group were your flatmates, or did you make friends from your course and around the uni? I originally found that my closest friends were a few girls on my course who I was in a class with, and also a girl who was in the flat upstairs, Ellie. And girls on my course were Naomi, Liv and Leah, and that's who I was really, really close to throughout the whole of it, really. At the beginning, just because they were the girls that were, Ellie I had started speaking to before I went to uni, so we met up then at uni, and we just always got on, and she was the one who was there for me when I was going through really rubbish times. And the girls on my course, I spoke to them every day about what I was going through because they were on my course, and we kind of just spoke about everything together. However, like throughout the year, my flat definitely got a lot closer, and I would say that my really good friends were from my flat, and if I could move in with anyone else other than the people that I'm moving in with, it would definitely be people from my flat last year. But you make friends on your course, you make friends in your flat, you make friends because people are friends of friends, and you make so many different friends from different areas. You just don't have to worry about who's going to be your closest friends, because you'll soon realise who you want to be your closest friends. My friend Alicia asked, what is your #1 tip for move-in day? On that day, everyone is feeling the way you're feeling, and everyone wants to make friends and everyone wants to talk about each other, so just do it, because it will make the next coming week much easier if you just talk to everyone there. And also another tip is to unpack everything. I didn't unpack everything, and my room was still in bags like a week or 2 weeks later. just because I couldn't be bothered. So yeah, unpack everything. Another question is, how do you stay healthy at uni? What kind of meals do you have? I have always been sporty and always kind of watched what I eat and made sure that I've exercised and things like that. And definitely going to uni, that kind of died down a little bit, which wasn't too great. I did have a gym membership and I signed up to the gym. I didn't go as much as I'd like to, so I definitely recommend getting a gym membership. It's really good, like, to obviously exercise a lot and stay healthy, but also to socialise, because you meet different people at the gym. A lot of people in my flat and people that I knew went to the gym, and there was classes and stuff, so we could go together, so it's kind of like a social thing. And it's also really good if you're just really stressed and you just want to get away from everyone. You can just go to the gym and chill and do whatever. And I'm not like sponsored by Uni Days or anything, I'm literally just telling you this because this is what I'm going to use when I go back to Southampton. But at the moment, Uni Days have a deal on where I think it's 20% off of Pure Gyms, so it makes it like £10.99 a month, and that's really, really good deal. So that's what I'm going to do when I get back, and I'm putting myself on like a gym and food plan when I go back, because I'm going to Australia over Christmas, so I want to be at my best and kind of look my best. So, meals wise, like making sure you eat healthy, really it's just solely down to you and your mindset, and you have to have the motivation to eat healthy and eat the right sort of foods, because uni especially, you can get distracted and eat rubbish. Like, people would order Domino's, you'd have takeaways, you'd just go to the corner shop and get a frozen pizza, and you just, if you want to eat healthy, you can't do that, and you have to plan your meals, meal prep, and know exactly what you want to eat. So I found what helped me eat healthy and on track at uni was to plan all my meals, plan the week ahead, plan what I wanted every day, and go out and buy just that ingredients and that ingredients only. Obviously you can have like treats, like you can have chocolate and biscuits and stuff. I definitely did. Be careful when you go out and snack because you can get carried away definitely at uni with, oh, I'm just going to go to the shop and buy that pound bag of chocolate. And you just have to be very disciplined and motivated in yourself. Meal prepping is a really good idea as well, so kind of maybe cooking one big dinner and then just separating it into a microwave, like, you know, just like Tupperware, freezing it, and then you can have that like another day, so that you don't have to cook from scratch all the time, because that's also another thing that maybe makes you not eat as healthy, is because you don't have time to cook, or you just can't be bothered to cook. So yeah, meal prepping definitely helps, and meal planning and knowing what you want to eat for the rest of the week. I follow Lean in 15 a lot, like I always mention it, but I do, I follow it a lot. I don't necessarily stick to fully to the recipes, because it can get really expensive, but I have an idea in my head of what I want to eat, what I should be eating, what's healthy, kind of ingredients, so that helped me a lot. So definitely look into Lean in 15, because they're really quick meals, like they're Lean in 15, so they're 15-minute meals, most of them anyway. So yeah, and they're really, really tasty. Did you get a job whilst at uni? I love your channel, by the way. Thank you. No, I didn't have a job whilst I was at uni. I just did my YouTube stuff. I wouldn't want to get a job at uni purely for the fact it is a lot of studying. You're expected to do a lot of study time on your own, and you want to be social as well. Although it can get really lonely and a job might seem like a good idea, it ties you down purely for the fact if you want to go home for a weekend, it's likely you're not going to get it off work. And I know people are tied down to working over Christmas and over summer, and that's just not something I want. I'm home all the time. I'm always travelling around. I mean, I'm going to Australia, and I know that I want to come back at summer, and I want to go home of weekends when there's things on, like my friends' birthdays or like events and things like that. So yeah, also with YouTube as well, if I had any events or shoots to go to, that would be really difficult to try and get off work. So I didn't know, and I was absolutely fine. My loan last year didn't cover my accommodation, so I had to pay a lot myself, or my mum and dad gave me money for food and things, so you just have to really budget, and I didn't spend any money on myself, so you just have to prioritise. Someone asked, is uni hard? Yeah, that's a very simple question, but yeah, it is hard. It's completely different from college or school. You are very independent, and I have touched on this before. I definitely found that part difficult. Also, I regret not going to tutorials a lot more. I just didn't want to go to tutorials because I found the whole one-on-one thing really kind of difficult to do. But I'm 100% going to go to way more tutorials this year and always have progress tutorials because they really will help you. So make sure you do that. But you're a very independent learner. You have to go and do your own research and think of ideas yourself. You will not be mollycoddled in the slightest, and you will not get much help. So you have to be very independent and a good thinker, learner, etc. But yes, it is a step up and it is hard. What has been your favourite thing about uni so far? And what are you most looking forward to this year in uni? And your style is just goals. Oh, thank you, that's nice to hear. My favourite thing about uni so far is probably studying about the industry, or the like array of industries that I could potentially go into, or I want to go into, like learning about the fashion industry and how makeup's incorporated in that. I really enjoyed. What I'm most looking forward to is studying something that I think I want to be my future career. So like focusing on digital beauty and editorial writing. I'm really excited to find out if that's actually what I want to do, and potentially that could be like change my mindset and I know what I want to achieve. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to most, I think. There was one other thing I wanted to cover, and I have had this question a lot from a lot of different people, and I don't want to mention any names, but a lot of people ask how I do long distance relationships. I don't know if I'm the right person to ask about it, because you could say that my long distance relationship didn't work last time, but it didn't work because we were away from each other. It just didn't work because we were not right for each other at all. But I can tell you what I think is gonna, what I think, basically. I'm really not making any sense. So obviously I'm going to be going into a long distance relationship this year at uni. My boyfriend is actually going out to Australia for 4 months. So when I say long distance, I mean long distance, not just like it's a few hours up the road to another uni. He's literally across the other side of the world. So that will be very difficult. But I am going out to visit, and I've saved up all summer to be able to go out and visit for over a month. So that's definitely helped me a lot, is having something to look forward to. Like, I know this weekend will be the last weekend I see him for a couple of weeks. I'll see him once and then he'll be going. But like, although I'm upset that I'm not going to see him obviously as much as I did in summer because we spent so much time together, I'm not worried about it because I know that I'll be focusing on uni, he'll be focusing on his cricket, and I have something to look forward to. Like, I know I'm going out to see him. It's easier obviously if your boyfriend's at another uni, like buying a train ticket and having something, like counting down the days till you're next going to see him, instead of counting down the days till he's leaving and you just get into a mindfulness of rubbish. Didn't even make sense, but whatever. Keeping in contact, but not too much contact. In Australia, I'm not going to be able to text Dom a lot anyway. Our crossovers is probably about 4 hours at most, when he'll be awake and I'll be awake, and apart from those 4 hours, one of us will be asleep, just because of the time difference. So definitely staying in contact, and just speaking on a regular basis will be good, but not too much, because then you get too clingy and then arguments happen. And also FaceTiming. FaceTiming is a big one. I mean, I've done it before with him. We weren't in a relationship as such, but we were very close. So I know what it's going to be like, and we got to FaceTime and we got to call each other and we spoke occasionally. We Snapchatted a lot. Snapchat's really good because you can send Snapchats of your day, so they kind of see what you're doing and you see what they're doing. But yeah, just don't be worried about it. I know not everyone can afford to go out to, especially like Australia, because it's so expensive, and I'm very fortunate in the fact that I am able to go out and I've actually saved for it. As long as you have like trust in your relationship and you're really happy, then you'll be absolutely fine. Sammy Robinson did, I think it was a Q&A on her travels. I'll link that video below, but she basically spoke about a long distance relationship for a couple of months that she did with her boyfriend, and I think she summed it up pretty well in the sense that she said, look, like, so Dom is going away for 4 months, her boyfriend was away for 2 months. If you really love that person and you want to spend the rest of your life with them, or a very long time with them, then 6 months or 4 months out of your whole entire life isn't a long time at all. And so you just really shouldn't be worried about it. The time will fly by. Yes, you'll have rubbish days, and yes, you'll have good days, but if you want to be with that person for a really long time, then it's not a long time apart at all. I'm gonna end it now before I get really too deep. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!